Decoration Day, but Veterans Day is to honor all who served. But Memorial Day is to remember those who gave their life, who died in service to their country. And I understand that, and I appreciate that, especially whenever I hear a soldier make that difference and make sure we understand that. But I want to say this, that anyone who puts on the uniform is saying by their wearing the uniform and signing up to serve in the military, they are saying that they are willing to give their life for their country. When you put the uniform on, whenever you sign up, whenever you join the force, you're saying, I'm willing, I understand. I understand the recruiter may come to you and give you the sales pitch and tell you all that you're going to get from it, and all those things. And I understand that there might be those who think that, boy, I'm really going to get rich doing this. But in reality, the vast majority of those who sign up and who give themselves to be soldiers understand that in all likelihood, I may be called upon to give my life in service for my country. Someone said this, and you'll understand the message in just a minute if you'll follow me. Henry Ward Beecher said of those who've fallen in service, they hover as a cloud of witness above this nation. A man named Thomas Campbell said the patriot's blood is the seed of freedom's tree. General Douglas MacArthur said the soldier above all others prays for peace, for it is the soldier who must suffer and bear the deepest wounds and scars of war. General Stonewall Jackson said the patriot volunteer fighting for country and his rights makes the most reliable soldier on earth. A man named Otto von Bismarck said this, very, very transparent statement. Anyone who has ever looked into the glazed eye of a soldier dying on the battlefield will think long and hard before starting a war. Amen. George Bernard Shaw said this in a light note, you can always tell an old soldier by the inside of his holsters and cartridge boxes. The young ones carry pistols and cartridges. The old soldiers carry grub, food to eat in. Amen. And listen, Zachary Taylor said this of his service, my wife was as much a soldier as I was. Amen. We ought to be mindful of our soldiers. I'm thankful for a country, for our nation, for this time of the year where not only we remember our loved ones and those who've passed from this life into eternity, but specifically we remember our fallen soldiers. It was Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae was a soldier, a physician, and a poet. John McCrae was a poet and physician from Ontario, Canada. He developed an interest in poetry at a young age, and he wrote throughout his life. At the age of 41, McCrae enrolled in the Canadian Expeditionary Force following the outbreak of the First World War I. At 41 years of age, this poet signed up to become a soldier. This medic, this doctor, physician, signed up to become a soldier. He had the option of joining the medical corps because of his training and age, but he volunteered instead to join a fighting unit as a gunner and medical officer. It was his second tour of duty in the Canadian military. He had previously fought with a volunteer force in the Second Boer War. He considered himself a soldier first. His father was a military leader in Gulfin McCrae and grew up believing in the duty of fighting for his country. McCrae fought in the Second Battle of Ypres in Flanders region of Belgium, where the German army launched one of its first chemical attacks in the history of war. They attacked French positions north of the Canadians with chlorine gas on April 22nd, 1915. But they were unable to break through the Canadian line, which held for over 2 weeks. In a letter written to his mother, McCrae described the battle as a nightmare. He said this, for 17 days and 17 nights, none of us have had our clothes off. 17 days, 17 nights. Nor our boots even, except occasionally. In all that time while I was awake, gunfire and rifles never ceased for 60 seconds. And behind it all was the constant background of the sights of the dead, the wounded, the maimed, and a terrible anxiety lest the line should give way. McCrae's close friend Alexis Helmer was killed during the battle on May 2nd. McCrae performed the burial service himself, where he noticed how poppies quickly grew around the graves of those at Ypres. The next day, he composed a poem while sitting at the back of an ambulance. The place has since become known as John McCrae Memorial Site, and the poem is the following. In Flanders fields the poppies blow. Originally it was grow. But in Flanders fields the poppies blow. Between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing, by scarce heard amidst the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from falling hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If you break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields. You've all heard that poem before. Written by McCrae, a 41-year-old enlistee, a volunteer to fight for freedom, his nation, after the burial of his best friend. The soldier offers himself for his country, for his countrymen,